We wouldn't pass the medical.
Yeah. I know the feeling.
Since your first 3 or 4 questions are going to be about that, I'll start it off. Just your impressions of how he's moving around, and what do you look for with a player coming off an injury like that at quarterback when he goes back-to-back days like that?
Well, I think like any player that has a lower extremity injury, particularly to the joint area, you focus on that, and really we're really past that. I think it's real credit to Dak and Britt and all the work that's gone into it. So he's been moving with a lot of confidence for some time now. So really we're just focusing on the footwork and getting back through each concept, particularly the QB movements and in the fake game, just because those are the things all the quarterbacks we need a lot of work, just as a whole offense, quarterback footwork driven focus. So this is the perfect schedule for him to be on. So he's really capable of doing everything that we've done the last 2 days. We're just being cautious, keeping him out of the team periods, and that's something that we'll evaluate at the end of the week. But I foresee us doing that here, all 3 weeks, and putting them into team periods once we get into training camp. And it's more precaution on the medical staff and myself, just being smart there. But he looks great. He's put a ton of work into this. So I would say he's ahead of schedule.
Like you say, you're always, with any quarterback, you're always looking at the footwork, because that's the base for how everything else flows. But when you come off an injury like that, do you break it down even more to make sure that he's not compensating in other areas, or too much upper torso, or things you can look for specifically?
I mean, definitely, but I think that process is pretty much eliminated during the rehab program. I know those are things that, really, if you would have been out on the field the past couple months, you would have seen his work, and his rehab was very detailed and very similar to the same footwork drills that we would do in quarterback school. So he's been really at this for quite some time now.
That question is Mike, what do you need? What have you thought from what he's done here the first 2 days? Has he looked like the guy that picked up from week 4 of last season, or do you see a guy that's working back in?
Oh, I would say he's working back in, and I don't think that's any different than any OTA week 1 practice that I've been a part of. Really, I don't even look at last year as comparable. So I mean, just trying to really reflect back to 2018 and before. I thought as a whole, our team did some really good things in the first OTA. We're doing more perimeter focus, which I've always done, really, frankly, since 2011. So it's more about where we are as a team. The way we do it is we put everything in the offense, defense, and special teams, and we call them 8 installations. And yesterday and today we were able to get through install 1 and 2, and there were mistakes out there, and we had some guys collide and get on the ground. I'm more focused on the safety part of it, so we can continue to work in this OTA climate and be smart and be safe.
According to the CBA, each team is allowed 10 practices during OTAs. Can you detail how your schedule is a little bit different this year to what you are allotted under that CBA?
Definitely. I always look at the amount of work that I feel that we need to get done at this time of year, because the commitment that our football team has made up until this point has been tremendous. So I feel like the virtual classroom work, we've really hit the target there, and you could see that especially in our rookie class, just their interaction, as they joined in with the veterans last week, I think they've transitioned fairly well. Now they're going to hit a wall here next week, which is normal because once they start getting into the concepts and schemes that they haven't seen yet or been a part of, particularly the communication aspect is always the biggest challenge. So we'll hit that next week, but we're gonna get all 8 installs in. So we'll have 8 OTA practices, and then I'll release the veterans on June 11th or June 10th, whatever that Thursday is, and then we'll stay with the rookies one more week, the following week, with just the rookie class.
Mike, at what point did you know you'd have this level of attendance during your OTA practices? How helpful is it? And also, can you tell us anything about the absence?
Well, yes, I can't say enough about the participation that we've had here. I mean, really, really starting after not only a couple of weeks after the season concluded. So we've had a steady flow of players working out here. I mean, we're so fortunate to have this great facility and the resources in place, and our players live here in town. So it's a great asset to have, especially as a coach that's in the front end, in a new transition, putting it in a program, and because we've had a lot of change even from last year. So the commitment's been tremendous, and you can see it even phase 1 and phase 2. So it's really put us in a really good place to accomplish getting all 8 installations here over these 3 weeks. As far as Zeke, and Zeke was in the building today, so he didn't do the work on the field, but he's been here the whole time.
Amari had his foot surgery, and obviously we didn't see him out there. Is he someone the next time we'll see him? Will that be the start of training camp, or do you think he might be able to work in the next couple of weeks?
Well, I mean, Amari was there today. He was on the field. He wasn't working, so we're being smart with him too. So Zach Martin, same deal. These guys have all been here pretty much every day, but some of the field work was limited, and we're just being smart with the guys, particularly the ones coming off of surgery and have some things that are hanging on from last year.
Did Elliott have some rehab today?
Excuse me?
Did Elliott have some rehab today? Is that why he wasn't on the field?
Yeah, he was in the building today. So, so he's been here every day.
Mike, what's the key at this stage in integrating your rookies in with your vets for the smooth process?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that, please? You're kind of going in and out.
What's the key to a smooth integration of your rookies and vets during these weeks?
What's the? Did you get the middle part? Yeah.
What's the key at this stage of the offseason to integrating your rookies in with your vets smoothly?
Well, just really what I've already talked about. I mean, you have 8 installs to get in everything that they're going to need to know for training camp, and the rookies were exposed to installation 1 during their rookie orientation camp. So, and then they were able to get install 1 again in phase 2, and then install 5, and then really a lot of review in between. So it's really you like to get these installs to the players and get them the application process started at least 2 times during the off season. So, and that'll be the goal with the rookies. So I mean we're able to meet with the guys in the afternoons, after the veterans are done. So we have the rookie meetings, and it's just really getting 2 laps through the installs. It will be the goal with the rookies.
At this stage of the summer, are you done looking for a backup quarterback, or are you you got what you got?
Oh, I think just really in all positions too. I mean, Will is always looking at guys. I was in his office today, and we talked about a couple guys that are out there. So, yeah, but right now I'm very comfortable with all 4 of our guys that they've put a tremendous amount of work in this off season. So, those guys know the offense inside and out. So that's what you're looking for. So love the classroom work. It's good to get on the field. But Ben DiNucci's taking a big step. So this is exactly what he needs.
What do you like about what Garrett's been able to do from joining you 1 week and starting a game next week to where he is now?
Yeah, Garrett's very comfortable now. I think like anything, when he did arrive, he wasn't really practicing much in Cleveland, so really his first time to get out there and throw was the week, his first week here, and then, as you've already stated, a week later he's playing against Pittsburgh. So he's very comfortable, very, very bright, very intelligent. Football comes very easy to him. Him and Cooper Rush both are definitely very impressive. From the mental approach to it, their level of understanding. I like the way that group works.
What are your impressions of Anthony Brown, and do you think that competition at that cornerback spot is something that we'll see play out over the entire spring and into the summer camp?
Definitely. I mean, AB looks great. I mean, he just had two unfortunate injuries. I mean, the same injury twice, but I think just he just being healthy. But yeah, he looks great out there. So like I said, we're just getting started. It's good just to have everybody there. Just the new concepts, new language, the details and the particularly adjustments of our new defense. So it's nice to see that start to come together.
Even though it is a new scheme, how far ahead of things is Diggs from where he was a year ago when everything was virtual?
How far is who?
Trayvon Diggs.
Trayvon? Yeah, I mean, really today was the first chance to see him work live, but he looks good. And like I said, it's we're just getting started. We had our second practice today, so I think we're off to a really good start. I would say that offense is a little ahead of defense, I think, which is to be expected.
What everybody went through last year, how good was it to almost be kind of normal again with football?
I'm loving normal. There's no doubt about it. This is it's great to be on the field with your players. It's a lot of fun to see the coaches, because you know how much time these guys put into this, just in the planning of practices, their drill work. We started back with the rookies, a couple new ideas of different drills, and so now having a chance to work those and make sure they're ready for training camp. So no, it's been great. I mean, the energy in the building since Monday's kicked off, it's gone to a whole different level. So this is what we need. This is what I've always felt that you need, especially being a young team, especially being a team that's new in a lot of phases that we're still trying to integrate everybody to. So very thankful for what we got done so far, and looking forward to these next 6 practices.
With so many new faces on the defensive side of the ball and doing some different things systematically, what do you look for? I mean, do you believe it's going to take longer with your installs for everyone to get up to speed, or do the installs kind of tell you where guys are, and does that create some separation?
We're not there, and that's normal. I mean, this time of year is really about application of information, and particularly scheme, technique. We're trying to take a lap through our game management menu. So we're hitting that. We're hitting our team fundamentals, which you really can't really get going the way you want to get going until you get in pads and training camp. So we're making sure we're getting through all those curriculums just to make sure everybody has a understanding how we want it done here, and because everybody does it a little differently. So we just have a lot of work to do, and I think the fact that we get through these eight installs, that's the target I'm looking for, and then have the personal, the one-on-one time with the rookies there for that extra week. We'll be where we need to be. We'll be on target for training camp.
What were your impressions of Keanu Neal from afar? And obviously Dan was around him for time in Atlanta. What have you been able to learn, and what traits does he have to make it so he can go from safety to linebacker?
Well, I mean, the same opinion I had from across the field I have as he's standing here on our side is, I mean he's a stud. He's a stud of a player. Just his approach. I think football comes extremely natural to him. You can see, I think he's making the full-time conversion into the linebacker room. He looks very comfortable. But no, he's an excellent addition to our football team.
lot through the offseason. You've mentioned that a few times, but how important is this week just as sort of that next step in the process to get him on the field for something that resembles practice?
I mean, it's big. There's no question about it. I mean, I'm sure he may, play it down some, but it was a threshold, yesterday to get out there and practice for the first time and get into a full speed 7-on-7. To do a 2-minute drill mechanics today was good for him and everybody. Doing no huddle yesterday, so just getting the full speed tempo and working not only what he's been working on physically, but the emotional and the mental components of it to be firing on all cylinders. So this is exactly what he needed, and as I stated earlier, he's right on time. This is the way this schedule sets up these next 3 weeks. This is perfect for Dak.
As you ramp up physically, Lyle and Tyron, what are your impressions of where they are today and just the significance that of their health to your offense?
Well, they both look in great shape. I mean, they both have been here the whole time through phase 1, 2, and 3. It's they're where they need to be. There's a level of caution, also with them here, this week and the next 2 weeks. So, we'll see them in a full go manner come training camp. But they both look great.
Oxnard, when's that visit that we keep on asking you about? Is that if you're gonna wait to check out Oxnard after May camp, or have you already been?
No, I'm looking forward to heading out there. Just trying to, get the official stamp on everything. But we're preparing to go to training camp in Oxnard. So exactly when I get to go out there, we haven't set the date yet. Good. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.